My name is Caroline Hendershot, and I'm here with Senior Captain Tessa Yurko of the women's Michigan rowing team. Happy to have you here, Tessa.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to talk a little bit about your team's success this past fall at the head of the Charles Regatta. That's one of your major races. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Head of the Charles is a time trial race in Boston. It's one of the biggest rowing events of the year and pretty much in the world. We have hundreds of clubs, high schools, colleges, thousands of athletes, hundreds of fans. And this year we sent 2 8s. Normally we would only send one, but last year and this year we had the opportunity to send 2 8s. And our 1v8 placed 3rd collegiately and our 2v8 placed 8th collegiately, which was a really big deal for our program.
Wow, great finishes.
Yeah.
Have you finished that high previously in past years?
I'm pretty sure my freshman year we finished 5th overall, but I'm not sure what placed collegiately. But this is a really big deal for our program because we haven't sent 2 boats that have finished that well ever. And to have 1 boat in the top 10 boats of our category is a really big deal, but to have 2 boats is a really, really big deal for our program. And I'm pretty sure no other rowing program has done that, so it was really cool.
That's great. So I know that the fall season ended and spring hasn't started yet, so you are in the winter training period. Can you talk about what you guys do and how you train during the off season?
Yeah, absolutely. So winter training starts roughly the 2nd week of November because that's when we go off the water and we're technically in 8 hours with NCAA regulations. And it lasts until I think after spring break. So we're inside for about 3.5, 4 months. And usually during that time we're inside on the rowing machines, we're doing weightlifting, we're doing extra core workouts. And we have a lot of flexibility between when we get off the water in November until about our winter training trip in January.
Awesome. So I know that the indoor rowing, the biggest thing that you guys stress are erg tests on the rowing machine.
Yep.
So what do those consist of?
We have several tests that we do. The biggest one that we do every single Friday is 2x6K. So that is 2 pieces that are 6,000 kilometers each, and we try to get faster every week with the overall average of both pieces. And we also do a 2K test, which is 2,000 meter test, and we also have a 6K test. So we usually use those to base team rankings, boat placement, just individual scores overall. And we only do a couple 2K tests and 6K tests every year, but 2x6K we do every single Friday.
Okay. Now, I know you guys recently did a 6K test, and you had an amazing piece. You PR'd by 28 seconds.
Yeah.
And you actually broke the Michigan rowing record for a 6K piece that previous alumni who have gone on to the Olympics had set. So how are you feeling about that?
Physically, not amazing. I'm still trying to get back from that. It was a pretty big shock to the system, but it was probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. And just when I finished my test, I thought about, just how hard that, I worked and how hard our teams trained and everything. And the first people I thought of were my teammates. And I was just really excited that I could do this for them because, yes, it was my individual test, but it was helping the team because everybody really stepped it up this past week. And a lot of people had personal bests on their 6Ks. But it was really cool just to be part of that legacy within Michigan rowing because we've been around for 21 years and just to be able to be, part of that legacy and make that mark was a really, really cool idea.
Definitely. So does this PR change any of your thoughts for the future going forward because you are graduating, so?
Yes. Yeah, it's made me think a little bit more about pursuing rowing after college and maybe training with the national team. And then also, going with the national team, pursuing the Olympics. I haven't had, a long talk with my coach about it yet, but I think it's starting to solidify a little bit more.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are your kind of thoughts or predictions for this upcoming spring season? I know you can't wait to get out of the indoor season and off the erg, but actually get to row again. What are you most excited for? What do you think your team's going to be capable of?
I'm really excited for our first home race, actually. We're racing Harvard and Yale. So that's going to be a really exciting race because the rumors have been circulating that Yale is going to be really fast this year. And I think, you know, with the way our team has been training last year and going into this year and how we finished NCAAs and Big Tens, everyone's a little angry and a little anxious and ready to get on the water and start racing. So I think the first home race is going to be a really, really big indicator of how we're going to do for the rest of the season. But I think it's going to be a really exciting season because we're stepping up our game and everybody else is too. So I think that's going to be a really fun thing to watch.
That's awesome. Yeah. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and being on the show. That's all from us here at Wolverine Women. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.